Faster than a speeding bullet. More powerful than a locomotive. Able to leap tall buildings at a single bound. Look, up in the sky. It's a bird. It's a plane. It's Superman.
Kellogg's Pep. P-E-P, Pep. Kellogg's Pep, the Sunshine Cereal, presents
The Adventures of Superman. Today, the Man of Steel teaches the people of Apollo a lesson in democratic government. Then, just when he begins to feel that his troubles are over, he remembers something that threatens his continued operation as Superman. Having saved the planet Apollo and its inhabitants from destruction, Superman went to the village where he had left his friends, Thane and Lalo, only to learn that the elderly scientist and his daughter had been seized and carried away by soldiers of the Roz, the tyrant ruler of Apollo. Meanwhile, in the huge council chamber of his palace, the beak-nosed Roz, resplendent in his golden tunic, stands before Thane and Lalo, who are guarded by giant slaves 9 feet tall. As the Roz's astrologers, Zama and Kree, look on approvingly, the ruler pours from a jug of gold into 2 tiny gold cups a colorless liquid, which turns whoever drinks it to stone. Now, with a mocking bow, the Roz offers the cups to the pale Thane and Lalo. Listen.
Drink, my friend, so that you may remain with us forever as statues of stone.
Nay.
Compose yourself, my daughter.
Will they stand in your garden, O Universal One?
It will amuse me to stroll there and see Thane, the statue.
Hush,
They will stand in the square, a constant warning to any who dare plan rebellion against me.
An excellent plan, O Roz.
Aye, excellent.
Hear me, Roz. Destroying us will only hasten your downfall.
Indeed.
Aye, the people grow weary with the bonds of their slavery. The near catastrophe to our star brought them together, and the miracle which saved them gave them courage. They know me as their friend, and if harm comes to Lalo and me, I warn you they will rise and overthrow you.
Hear the fool.
He is indeed a fool, sire.
The people know our giant soldiers would crush them to pulp.
Nay, you deceive yourself. The people know now they're made by the great being to walk free and equal.
Aye, destroying me will harden the people's will to throw off their bonds.
Never.
Heed my word. I say to you...
Silence. Your voice wearies me, Thane. Already my proclamation goes out to the people that you and the evil spirit you conspired with, he who calls himself Superman, together brought our star close to destruction, and that therefore he must die.
But that will...
Drink.
Nay, I will not.
Coward! My daughter did no wrong. Let her be.
Hold them and make them drink of the water that will turn them to stone.
As the giant slaves seize Thane and Lalo to make them drink the stone water, Superman, carrying the giant ord, is streaking through the air and is now in sight of the egg-shaped palace. Wearing the half-mask which protects him from the krypton gas in Apollo's atmosphere and the mental telepathy helmet which enables him to speak with the inhabitants, the Man of Steel sees the scene within the Roz's council chamber.
Uh-oh. Thane and Lalo are in trouble. Hang on, Ord. We're going down.
But the giant slaves guard the palace. Full 100 of them.
We're not going to tangle with them yet. We're going right through the wall. Down! Hold everything.
Superman!
Evil spirit.
Let go of Thane and Lalo.
Guards, slaves, kill him.
Not today, fellas. I'm not in a dying mood. All right, someone, come on. There are enough lumps for everyone.
Kill him quickly, or all of you shall be turned to stone.
Something tells me your killing days are all over, Oz. Sorry, Mr. Giant. Take this. Well, you're strong, my big friend, but you need boxing lessons. This will cool you off.
What shall we do, sire? Superman overcomes the giant.
Summon all my giant guards, all of them quickly.
Let them come. The more the merrier.
Have care, Superman!
Quick, Ord. Take Thane and Lalo away through the back entrance. Hurry.
Kill him, guards.
Well, looks as if I'm really to get a workout now. Okay. Take this.
Destroy him. Destroy him, or each of you shall be destroyed.
His fists working like steel pistons. Superman slashes and flails at the 100 powerful giants. Hairy, great-muscled men 9 feet tall who swarm upon him. seeking to bear him down to the floor and destroy him. Seizing one, then another, he hurls them at his onrushing foe, takes to the air above their heads with giants spilling from his cape, then drops down again to rain punches as giant after giant groans and collapses. Then, as his massive slave soldiers are deposited in ever-growing silent heaps upon the floor, the beak-nosed Roz and his astrologers grow pale and begin to tremble. Finally, when it appears certain that none of the ferocious giants will be left standing, the Roz and his astrologers turn with one accord and rush from the wrecked council chamber, bleeding with tears.
And now, you lads too. One to the chin like this. And ditto for you like this. That does it. These fellas were tough. What with fighting the sun's rays, and then these chaps, there's never a dull moment up here. Uh-oh. Now what?
In here. Follow me, my friend.
Hey, I thought I'd send you out with Lalo.
You have already defeated all the giants, Superman.
Well, of course. What are you doing back here?
Great Star, I wasn't.
Tell me, why are these people here with you? Does this mean more trouble?
Nay, the people of Apollo have risen behind you, Superman, and have come to your rescue.
Well.
We reasoned it was you who saved our star from destruction, so we must help you. And now, if ever, was our time to rise against the wicked Roz.
Aye, we hold now the scoundrel prisoner. We will see him drink of the stone water this time.
Aye, he and his astrologer shall be turned to stone.
Oh, one moment. The people have promised to heed your counsel, Superman.
Oh, well, now, look.
Tell us how you, on your star, which is called Earth, govern yourselves, and what we shall do now.
Well, I think what you should do first is to have a general election. Let the people vote for the men they want to govern them.
We vote for Thane to be our Roz.
Silence, I beg of you. Then what, Superman? Shall the people, as they wish, be permitted to make the Roz and his astrologers drink of the stone water?
Aye, make them drink now.
Silence! Let Superman speak.
Well, we had a situation very much like this on Earth. The rulers of a nation called Germany enslaved and plundered a good part of the world before the freedom-loving peoples banded together and finally defeated them. When the war was over, we gave the German leaders a fair trial.
Do you counsel us then to give the Roz and Zama and Kree and their soldiers a trial?
Yes, I do. That's the fair thing. Yes. On Earth, we feel that every man accused of a crime, regardless how strong the evidence against him is, deserves a trial.
Then so shall it be here. Will you stay with us and help us establish a free government, such as you have on your star, Superman?
Unfortunately, I can't, Thane. You know I can't breathe in your atmosphere without these cylinders of nitrogen and oxygen, and they're almost empty now. Besides, God, I just remembered.
You seem distressed. What is it?
Well, I have no idea how long I've been gone from Earth this time. It must have been several days I spent traveling through space looking for Apollo and then getting it back into its orbit. There was no day or night in space, so I lost track of time.
Oh, what does this matter, Superman?
Matters a great deal, Lalo, because I left a letter to be given to a friend, a man named Perry White, at the end of the week in case I wasn't back on Earth by then. And that letter reveals my double identity.
Your what?
I do not understand.
Well, there's no time to explain now. But unless I get back to Earth before Mr. White gets that letter, well, it'll be just too bad. Goodbye and good luck, Thane, Lalo, all of you.
Oh, wait.
Don't go yet. We haven't properly thanked you.
Don't bother. Perhaps I'll see you again. Take care of yourselves. Up and away!
Leaping above the crowd of grateful Apollonians, Superman pauses briefly to wave to them, then streaks away through the wrecked wall of the palace and turns toward the distant Earth, worried that the secret of his double identity may already have been exposed. And Superman has good reason to be concerned, as we'll find out in just a moment. So stand by. It is noon in Metropolis. Dr. John Millison has just arrived at the Daily Planet. Ushered into Editor Perry White's office, the famous scientist hands White an envelope, heavily sealed with wax.
What's this, Dr. Millison? Before Superman left Earth the last time, he gave me this envelope. He asked me to guard it carefully, and in the event that something happened to him and he failed to return to Earth by the end of the week, he said I was to give the envelope to you.
He did, eh?
Yes. The week expired last night at midnight. I waited a few extra hours, hoping against hope that Superman would return. But, as you know, he didn't.
No, and neither did poor Clark Kent. Poor chaps. I wonder why Superman left this letter for me.
I don't know. It's probably very important. Why don't you open it?
I will. No, wait a minute. Lois Lane and Jim Olsen should be here when I open it. They were as close to Kent and Superman as I was. Oh, Miss Backrack,
Call Jim Olsen and Lois Lane. Tell them to come into my office at once. I can't imagine what could be in this letter, Dr. Millison.
Neither can I, but it should be very...
I'll find out right now.
Puzzled, Perry White rips open the heavily sealed envelope in which, as we know, is the letter from Superman, revealing his identity as the mild-mannered newspaper reporter Clark Kent. The secret Superman plans to reveal only after his death. Is Superman's most cherished secret, which he has protected so many times with all his great powers, to be revealed now, at the very moment when the Man of Steel is rocketing through space from the planet Apollo? We know that not even Superman can travel the many millions of miles through space in time to prevent Perry White, Jimmy Olsen, and Lois Lane from reading the confession White now holds in his hand. So what will happen? We'll find out in Monday's exciting episode, so don't miss it. Be sure to tune in Monday, same time, same station.
And remember, for breakfast, it's Kellogg's Pep.
For excitement, the adventures of Superman.
Superman is a copyrighted feature appearing in Superman DC comic magazines and is brought to you Monday through Friday at the same time by Kellogg's Pep, the Sunshine Cereal.
After saving the planet Apollo from destruction and seeing the inhabitants under the leadership of his friend Thane freed from slavery, Superman suddenly remembered that he had left a sealed letter revealing his identity as Clark Kent with Dr. Millison, the famous scientist, back on Earth. In the event that Superman had not returned to Earth by a certain day, the letter was to be given to Editor Perry White. Saying a hasty goodbye to the Apollonians, Superman started back to Earth millions of miles away. But meanwhile, in Metropolis, Dr. Millison had brought the letter to the Daily Planet. And as we continue now in Perry White's office, the gray-haired editor is opening the wax-sealed envelope as cub reporter Jimmy Olsen enters. Listen.
Here I am, Chief. Oh, hello, Dr. Millison.
Hello, Jim.
You want me, Chief?
Yes, Jim. Dr. Millison just brought this letter from Superman.
From Superman?
Yes, you see...
Sleeping Lizard, you mean he's okay? What about Mr. Kent? Where are
Now,
they?
wait a minute. Keep your shirt on.
Let me see the letter.
Will you wait a minute? Wait till I open the envelope.
Gee whiz, I...
What? Well, what's this?
What? Let me see.
Will you stop grabbing?
But I want...
It's another envelope, also sealed. And it's addressed to Perry White, Lois Lane, and Jim Olsen.
Well, that's me.
To be opened in the event of my death.
His death? Gosh. Poor Mr. Kent. I thought you just got the letter in the mail and that Superman and Mr. Kent were okay.
I wish that was so.
Unfortunately, it isn't. Superman and Kent have apparently been lost in space.
Oh, gee whiz.
I begged Superman not to go this time, but he wouldn't listen to me. Well, you'd better open that letter. He said it was very important.
Well, I'm trying to, but the flap is sealed with wax like the other outer envelope. I'll get my letter opener. Oh, wait a minute. Well, this is addressed to Lois, too. Where is she?
Oh, I don't know. She can see it later. Open it, please.
We can wait an extra minute, Jim. Now, you go get her.
Oh, all right.
I can't imagine why Superman left this letter for Miss Lane and Jim and me, Dr. Millison. Do you suppose this could be his will?
No, I asked him that, but he said it was something much more important.
That's so. Well, in that case, I'll open it right... Oh, drat it. Now what? Hello? Who? Oh, yes, he's here. For you, Dr. Millison.
Oh, thank you. Dr. Millison speaking. Oh, yes, Dr. Bloomfield. How are you?
Miss Lane went out on that Hannigan story, Mr. White.
Easy, Jim, easy. Dr. Millison was on the phone.
Oh, I'm sorry.
What? Are you sure?
Look, Chief, we don't have to wait for Lois to open Superman's letter, do we?
Good.
No,
but...
since Superman told Dr. Millison it was very important, we'll open it at once.
Oh, swell. Go ahead.
I need my letter opener, though, but I can't seem to find it.
That's amazing. I can't believe it.
Oh, here it is, Chief.
Huh? Oh, thanks. We'll just open this now and see what it says.
Oh, hurry up. I can hardly wait.
Yes, of course. I'll come at once.
I'm getting the wax off the flap now.
Mr. White.
Yeah?
Dr. Bloomfield just called from the observatory. He believes he's sighted the lost planet Apollo.
What?
Huh?
Yes, it has apparently retreated from the sun and seems to be revolving in an orbit of its own space once more, which would indicate that Superman must have saved the planet.
Good Godfrey.
Bleeps. Does that mean he and Mr. Kent are okay?
I should say it might very well mean that. If it is really Apollo that Dr. Bloomfield has sighted.
If. But you just
I said Dr. Bloomfield believes he sighted Apollo.
Oh.
However, there are one or two details which need confirmation. I'm going to the observatory now. You two care to come with me?
Do we?
Oh, why, of course we do. Why, this may mean that Kent and Superman, too, are alive. Come on, Doctor. Come on. Let's go.
Now, do you see, Dr. Millicent? Do you see?
Yes, Dr. Bloomfield. I believe it is Apollo. I'm a little puzzled.
Please, may I see?
Keep away from the telescope, Jim.
As I recall, there was a series of peak formations across the northern bridge of the planet. But I don't see them now.
That troubles me, too. There was such a formation.
You mean it isn't Apollo after all?
Don't interrupt,
There
Jim.
also seems to be a difference in the pattern of the rivers and canals.
Exactly. That's why I asked you to come here. Yet surely there cannot be a planet other than Apollo within the inner ones, which we have not yet discovered.
No, but...
Oh, gee whiz, make up your minds, will you? Is it Apollo or isn't it?
Jim, what's the matter with you?
Oh, gosh, Chief.
Be
the
quiet,
size and general formation seems very much like Apollo, Dr. Bloomfield.
Yes, but
Changes could very well have taken place when the planet was lost in space and drifting toward the moon, you know.
that's what I think. I really believe it is Apollo, Dr. Millicent.
And so do I, but we might be mistaken. Where are the photographs we made of Apollo?
Over here on my desk.
I'd like to examine them again.
Oh, now where are we? First it was Apollo, and Superman and Mr. Kent were probably okay. Now it might not be Apollo, and we're right back where we started.
Well, now, Jim, that planet, whatever it is over 30 million miles away. And even this telescope, the most powerful in the world, can't perform the impossible.
Yeah, I know, but... Gosh, when I think about Mr. Kent and Superman,
I know. I feel that way, too. Well, while we're waiting, we may as well read Superman's letter.
Oh, yeah, I forgot about
The
it.
time limit, he said, has passed, and we're not at all sure Apollo has been sighted again, so... well, where did I put that envelope?
Oh, haven't you got it?
Oh, I don't seem to have
Well,
it.
look in your inside pocket.
I am. It's not here.
Oh, golly, what?
Now, take it easy. I must have left it on my desk. Yes, that's right, I did.
Phew, had me scared for a minute.
Oh, Dr. Millicent, I hate to interrupt, but how long do you think you'll be?
Hard to tell, Mr. White. We're going to take some photographs of the planet now. It may be several hours, perhaps days, before we can positively identify it as Apollo or not.
Several days.
Well, in that case, we'll go back to the office. I want to read that letter of Superman's. Will you phone me when you've come to a decision?
Yes, of course.
Well, thanks. Let's go, Jim.
Leaving the observatory, Perry White and Jimmy Olsen start back to the Daily Planet. And a short time later, as Dr. Millicent and Dr. Bloomfield work over their charts and photographs in the observatory, the door opens, and a tall figure in blue costume and red cape enters and strides swiftly toward them.
Good day, gentlemen.
Dr. Bloomfield, look.
It's Superman.
Right.
We've given you up. Tell me what happened.
Yes, what of Apollo? Tell us everything.
Apollo is all right now, but listen.
You mean this is Apollo that we now see beyond Mars?
It is.
Tell us what happened, how you did it, why you...
I'll tell you everything later, but first I've got to know about that letter I left with you, Dr. Millicent. The one addressed to Mr. White. Where is it?
The letter?
Yes.
Oh, yes, the letter. I gave it to Mr. White.
You did? When?
Why, a couple of hours ago, at noon.
Great Scott, then he's read it. Then
I don't
then they
know if he's read it yet. You see, White and Jim Olsen were about to when Dr. Bloomfield called us to come to the observatory. And, come to think of it, when they left here a little while ago, I overheard White say that they were going back to the Daily Planet to read your letter.
Oh, never mind the letter. Tell us.
Just a moment. How long ago did Mr. White and Jim leave here, Dr. Millicent?
Oh, I see. I'd say about an hour ago.
An hour ago. I just about have time to get back to the planet. If I'm lucky, I might still be able to get there before they read it. I'll use this window if you don't mind.
But wait, Superman.
You must tell us about Apollo.
Later. Right now, there's too much at stake. Up and away!
Leaping from the observatory, Superman streaks toward the Daily Planet with all the speed he can muster. Have Perry White and Jimmy Olsen read his letter, and so become aware of his real identity at last? We'll know in a moment when we return to the startling climax of today's episode. So stand by. Fearful that his friends at the Daily Planet may have read a letter which reveals his double identity, Superman streaks to the newspaper offices. Resuming the guise and garb of the mild-mannered reporter Clark Kent, he draws a deep breath and enters Perry White's office just as the gray-haired editor is saying to Jimmy Olsen,
I can't understand it, Jim.
Oh, neither can I, Chief.
Understand what? I can't understand why the...
What?
Good Godfrey! Jim, look.
Sleeps, it's...
Well, go on, Jim. Who?
It's you. Oh, boy, it is you, isn't it?
Why, of course it is. Oh, put it there, my boy. Put it there. Let me shake your hand. I want to make sure I'm not dreaming, and it really is you.
I'm really who? Who am I?
Huh?
Oh, now, look here, Kent. If this is your idea of it...
You called me Kent?
Well, of course.
Oh, sure, of course. It's good to be back.
I still can't believe it. We've given you and Superman up.
Superman and me, huh?
Oh, for heaven's sake, Kent. Is there something the matter with you?
Oh, no. Just relieved, that's all. Look, I presume you didn't read the letter yet.
What letter?
The letter the letter Superman left with Dr. Millicent for you. He said he gave it to you today.
Yes, he did, but...
Where is it? I'd like to see it.
Oh, we can't. It's gone.
Gone?
It's disappeared. It's the strangest thing, Kent.
Disappeared? Well, how?
Well, I thought, in fact, I was quite sure I left it right here on my desk when we rushed over to the observatory before. But when we came back, well, I just simply couldn't find it.
No, and we ransacked the office, too.
Hey, Scott, this is terrible. If that secret is revealed, if my enemies find out...
Huh?
What are you talking about, Kent?
I'm talking about that letter. We've got to find it, and quickly. If we don't, well, this is about the worst thing that could ever have happened to me.
Puzzled, Perry White and Jimmy Olsen look at Clark Kent, who has turned very pale, fearful that the whole world, and particularly his enemies, may soon be in possession of the secret of his double identity. What has happened to the letter, and will Kent retrieve it before it is too late? Don't miss tomorrow's exciting episode, fellows and girls, when strange things happen. Tune in, same time, same station.
And remember, for breakfast, it's Kellogg's Pep.
For excitement, the adventures of Superman.